Ladies and gentlemen, the Premier League is back. After weeks of rumours, dodgy pre-season friendlies, fans convincing themselves that a 17-year-old from the academy is the next Messi, and Fabrizio Romano somehow surviving on 3 minutes of sleep a night, we're ready to go again. The Liverpool fans are back telling everyone, this is our year. They've already planned the parade, ordered the scarves, booked the top bus. Calm down, lads. We haven't even kicked the ball yet. Talking about them like down South London, where Arsenal fans spent the whole summer studying the fixture list. Right, if we beat City, Liverpool drop points, Spurs disappear, Chelsea implode, the moon lines up perfectly with Jupiter, we're winning the league again. And somewhere, Arteta is drawing another tactical diagram for 47 hours on it. Manchester United, welcome back to another season. Manchester United are back. Following 3 weeks later, right, who are we sacking? Old Trafford hasn't seen the first home game, and somebody on social media has already started a manager out hashtag. Leeds are back ready for another season for absolute madness. That's why I like them, and they're my second team. No boring 0-0s here. Oh, no, they wouldn't stand for that. Leeds only know two settings, win 4-3 or lose 4-3. And the fans, they don't care. They're playing Premier League, Champions League, even Sunday League. It's Leeds. And then Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, yes. Here we go again. Every Spurs supporter in August, I've got a really good feeling about this season. Every Spurs supporter by November, why do I do this to myself? We've bought players, we've got the Zerbi, we're playing attacking football, and the optimism is flowing, which, as Tottenham supporters know, is usually when you should start worrying. But forget last season, forget the pain, forget VAR, forget transfer rumours, forget Gary Neville spending 90 minutes telling everyone what's wrong with their club, because the tables are empty, everyone has 0 points, and right now, Liverpool can dream, Arsenal can dream, United can pretend everything is normal. Sorry, Josh. I'm going to pay for this massively somewhere along the line. I know I am. Leeds can cause absolute chaos. I hope that's okay with you and Stace, Jess. And Tottenham can finally finish the job. So buckle up, get in the beers, hide the remote from everyone likely to throw it, because for the next 9 months, we're getting goals, red cards, dodgy VAR decisions, ridiculous transfer rumours, manager meltdowns, fans completely losing their heads on social media. Oh, yeah. And the Premier League season starts on Saturday. May the meltdowns begin. Welcome to the fans' perspective. I think that's my best intro ever. I think Josh
very good demo.
I think Josh is sitting there quietly contemplating, how am I going to murder Dermo in 25 different ways? But before welcoming, I've got to welcome my co-host. Of course, first, this person needs no introduction. She is the queen of the watch-along, and she is part of the Leeds duo, but she always wants to drive the Leeds mobile. I wonder why. It is Jess from JSY. How are you, Jess?
I'm good, thank you, Dermo. How are you?
I'm all right. I do take particular care with these intros for you guys. I really do. Now, all the way from South London. Yes, South London. Well, bless him. He still thinks he's living in North London. Well, he still... well, it did only happen after the war. It is Nick. How are you, Nick? How are you, buddy?
Not bad, my friend. Not bad at all. Pleased to be talking football. Excited for the season. Thank God it kicks off tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I hate the lull. It's back. We've got something to talk about. All is good again. So yeah, pleased to be here.
I don't know. I've enjoyed this transfer window. We're buying players, and three more on the way. Yeah. And lastly, not least, I'm going to be nice to him now. I really am. Have you noticed how he's getting, guys? Have you noticed how he's sitting? Look, he's very right. And now something. Is there something that happened in Manchester? Are they back? Are they back for the title? Oh, sorry, Josh. I was talking about Man City. How are you?
Josh. I'm not even full for it. Just wait, because I'm planning my get back from the start of this stream to what you said the other day. So just wait.
Go on, Josh. Let him have it.
I love it. And to the person,
it takes time.
Yeah, I know. He's planning something. And to the person who is not here, She's not hiding in Lee's dressing room or swinging around Leeds. She's at home, tucked up in bed, waiting for Joe Roden to give her a kiss of life. See you next week, Stace. Right, so let's welcome a few people in. She's going to kill me for that. I know I'm going to get some repercussions for that as well. But big up to the Mum Overlord as well, member for 7 months. Thank you so much for your loyalty and support. And also, I just want to start this podcast, guys. If you can't see, if you are listening to this around the world, JSY Talks Football is proud up with THFC this season. Great bunch of guys. Love doing shows with them. And, you know, this podcast wouldn't be possible without Nick and Jess and Josh and all the guys over there. So thank you so much, guys from JSY and Nick as well. But big up to your Mum Overlord, 7 months. Big up to this fella, Geeks of Muckaby. I don't know, he lives somewhere in...
not South London. Come on.
No, you live... What was the name of that film? Lord of the Rings. That's who you remind me of, the little fella that...
Gollum.
Gollum.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah. He doesn't live in a house, Nick. He lives in the Lord of the Rings place. That's where he lives.
I live in a grotty little hole. Is that why?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. You said that, not me. Big up to evening, peeps. Evening,
You're digging, Dermo.
I am digging. I will continue to dig till I'm in Australia. Anyway, I am the real Daniel. Big up Dermo and chat. Big up to you guys. Big up to Paige over on Jess's channel. I hear that a certain fan base located in Manchester is very jealous of a transfer window. I think he's talking about Man City, Josh. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely.
It's not a dig at you. It is a dig at Man City, by the way.
It's not us.
Even if you get Belieber, because I felt like the biggest thing you had to sort out was your midfield, and I feel like you've tackled it.
Get a left back in, and that's their window spot on, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Your defence. You've done a lot on your defence and a lot on the forward.
I'm not jealous of anyone's window. I only focus on our window. I don't care about anyone else's window. I only care about my club.
All right. So, I was only trying to have a joke at Man City's expense, Josh. Sorry, I do apologise. Sorry. Big up to the panel and chat. Big up, Paul. Big up. Yeah, big up. Does the league start tomorrow? Yeah, it does. It is. Arsenal and Coventry tomorrow. What team do other What teams?
I answered this just down below. I answered it a couple of entries just below it. There we go.
There we go. Big up to Rodney. Big up to Marco as well. Big up to Cy Dancer as well. Big up to Cy. And big up to Paigey. I thought she said beat me. Oh, beat me too.
Well. I think she was meaning up. I gave the answer just before she got there.
Look, I don't know what. I don't mind where I start this podcast, but I want to start it on the financials of football and the financials way. Me and Jess, I think we're having a discussion about it the other night, weren't we, Jess? About teams and it was on Talk Sport this morning. Simon Jordan was talking about it, and I'll start with you, Jess. Is the financial model wrong in football?
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean by that is, right, there's only been 7 teams that have won the Premier League in 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
So are we getting to a stage where everyone complains about the Scottish League, only 2 teams win it in Scotland, either Celtic or Rangers? Are we sort of getting into the trap where only certain teams win it in England? The likes of, no disrespect, Josh, but the likes of United, Tottenham, Everton, Villa, who are up there, Newcastle, who were bought out by Saudis that could have spent millions and millions, can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all that come about because, again, no disrespect, Josh, Manchester United and Chelsea said we need some financial relegation here. We need some financial stability. But isn't that being made for the bigger teams to get bigger and the other teams not to have a chance?
I'm not sure you can include United in the other bracket, to tell you the truth.
No, I don't think, because they've won it plenty of times.
Yeah.
But we can say that, Dermo, but then Leicester didn't spend that much money that season.
Not been restricted.
Good.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, that's true. But that's only the odd time.
Dermo, you've got to think, right? It's all about the players that you bring in. Leicester didn't go and spend massive amount of money, but they still won the league with what they had, with like Vardy at the time. You know, the players that they actually, and then they sold them on that next season, like Gary Drinkwater players. You know what I'm saying? So
What was that more for
Don't
freak
always-
season though?
Might be.
Maybe,
I mean,
but still, that don't. What I'm trying to say is, you don't always have to spend a big dollar to win the Premier League as well.
Yeah, no, you don't. No, I agree.
You know what I'm
Liverpool
saying?
didn't win it last year. Everyone thought Liverpool had won the window.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
And
were
they
champions
bought
that spent
everybody
450 million. Yeah.
and didn't win
We
it.
were
So
like, that's
you
it.
can spend as much as you want, but if you haven't got the right manager in place, the
It's all
right
about
tactics in place,
Yeah.
it's irrelevant. Slot spent what he did.
Yeah.
Isaac went down
And
injured.
didn't succeed.
Wirtz didn't do great last season because he played him out of position. The one shining light was Ekatike, but then he went and did his Achilles. And Sabazalai, he played really well for Paul last season. But if you look at the thing, it's like this season, will Arsenal go back to back? More than likely. It pains me to say it, but they've recruited well, and it's tough. You think with Arsenal, they haven't done it straight away. It's took them 6 seasons building upon building upon building upon that team to get it where it is now. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you look at, sorry, Dom, I was just going to say, you think when we talk about money and finances, you look at Chelsea, they spent over 2 billion, probably closer to 2.5 billion on a Champions League winning squad, and they haven't won it since.
True.
Yeah.
So and then that just supports what Jess has just said there. It isn't just money.
Well, I sort of disagree a little bit. I mean, I do agree, but
But money don't buy your winning team, Dermo. Look at what he says about Chelsea. The amount of money they've spent and the amount of recruitment they've spent. They finished 10th last season, Dermo.
Yeah, you go back to Blackburn when they won it in '95. They bought the league.
Oh,
Jack Walker bought that league from Manchester United, and that was a league United should have won. If you look at teams of the past, and you look at Liverpool, you look at United, you look at Everton in the 80s, right? And you look at other teams, how many players did they buy in every summer? 2? 3 at the most? They never went mad on transfers. It was only 2 players out, 2 players in. You look how much did Chelsea spend under Abramovich on the Mourinho?
But it worked, Dermo. But it worked. The difference between that and this time is it hasn't worked. We're Bowley taking over. They've not won anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And money then, you look at a player, Dermo, what would a 50 million player then is a 150 million pound player today? It's totally different. You know, look at Drogba, for example.
Yeah.
You know, they had Lampard, Teddy. Look at the players they brought in. Peter Cech, Ivanovic, you know. You look at today's market, those players now would be like 150 million, 100 million. It's crazy how much it's.
But I think there's also, when you turn around and you say how much money you need to spend, like in theory, you take a squad that hasn't won and say, well, how much do you need to spend? But when I'm looking at that, that's a question in itself. And is the higher echelon being gatekeeped? I think you've got a point there. There is. And I think it gets harder and harder and harder. But the truth of it is, when we're sat here, we all can go, I think this team's going to do well. But if we're being honest, there's probably like 5 teams that could make inroads into the title this season.
Yeah.
You know, if they played for their manager, everything was swimming, you get the breaks and all of that sort of stuff, there's possibly 5 teams that could bring the title home. Yeah. What other league is saying that?
Yeah, I get your point. I mean, Josh, you look at United, the most successful team in the Premier League. They've won championships after championships. Were the first to do the treble as well.
Let me just correct you there. Liverpool and Man United are both on the same titles. Let me just get that one in there. Sorry, Dermo, but they're both successful. Sorry, Dermo, can't have you doing that.
Yeah, I've still got Liverpool ahead.
Sorry, can I just say Liverpool were the first team to do the treble? If I'm right, back in 80, they won the League Cup, the League, and the the European Cup it was back then.
Yeah.
82, 83, I think. But the point I'm getting at with United, Josh, you spent a lot of money last year. You bought a new front 3. You've got into the Champions League. Everyone expects United to be up there fighting for the title. To be fair, the same as Liverpool. I hate to say it, the same as Arsenal. They're the 2-3 big teams you really expect to be fighting for the title year in, year out. Why has it gone so drastically wrong for United over them sort of lean years? And with you being in the amount of debt under the Glazers, does that play a factor to it as well? With all the off-field problems that maybe managers haven't had the money to spend. Not like a Liverpool. I think Liverpool have been sensible in their spending, how they spend money, by the way. But if you look at Chelsea, 2 billion they've spent and they've won nothing. As Nick said, you look at Aston Villa, how much have they spent? They won a trophy, but they cannot spend any more because of the new rules are restricting them for spending
Look
more.
what it's done to their squad this season. That rule, Dermo.
They have to lose players. They have to sell players.
I'm not talking fringe players or Dermo here, but we're talking about first team players.
Talisman's gone, hasn't he?
Rodgers,
Watkins could be on
Digne.
Watkins could be on the way out as well to Saudi Arabia as well. So where are you with United, Josh? I mean, I always expect. I grew up United winning everything, and I always expect United to be there in and around the title race. Right? You're sitting here a few days before the start of the season. How are you feeling with United? And with all this financial, do you think United have been handicapped a little bit? Or is that more down to your own?
No, I think we've made a lot of poor signings for a lot of money in the past couple of seasons. You talk about Anthony, you talk about Højlund, you talk about Sancho, and there's many more that I can't think of. But we spent a lot of money on poor players, on players that haven't worked out, and then you plus that with bad managers managers that haven't worked out. When you talk about Amorim, hasn't worked out. Ten Hag hasn't worked out. And talk about this toxicity that's been in the club for the last couple of seasons, whether it's players,
that's the biggest issue,
and continuing down from the ownership and everywhere, and the board, some parts of the board not knowing what they are doing, not experienced enough. It's just we haven't been strong, to be fair, with money capped. It's just irresponsible management from irresponsible ownership in terms of recruitment from up top, but also been stuck with bad managers and toxicity. So it's all around. It's just a mess. But I think the last couple of seasons, especially last season, as you say, we spent more on our attack, and with the fact that we spent more last summer, when we weren't in Europe, when we weren't in Champions League, and all of a sudden we're in the Champions League now, and we spent like almost 200 mil then, and we spent like 100 and something. I don't know how much we spent exactly, but we not spent what we thought we were going to spend. I thought, without knowing in terms of how much money we can spend in Europe with those rules, I thought we were going to have a busy window.
I think that's what's impacting you, Josh.
Too. But
I think the fact that you're under that, I think, because last year you was not under that regulation and you spent more. It's like Tottenham aren't under that regulation this season. So there's more headroom for them as well. And plus they've been savvy with their money as such, or frugal, shall I say, with their money going into.
Can I say we've been frugal for 20? Can I just say we've been frugal for 25 years?
No, that's not fair. Because you've spent more money in the Premier League era than Arsenal.
We've wasted a lot of money.
We've
wasted a hell of a lot.
But that's different. It's not that you haven't spent. I don't think you spent well at times.
No, we haven't.
But
we really haven't.
It is kind of a case of the spend is there. I like your business this window.
I do.
It makes sense. You're addressing issues to win.
It is, and we've done it the right way. Defence, midfield. Now we're sorting out the attack. Now, look, I want to swing it to Jess, to Liverpool. And look, I grew up watching Liverpool being really successful, winning European Cups, winning leagues, winning FA Cup. Well, League Cups. I think they only won the FA Cup 3 times, or only 3 times. But they've won a lot of the major honours. But Jess, your owners seem to have done it right, don't they? They didn't overspend, but you've spent correctly. It's that happens when you have a manager in there for a long time. Like Fergie United was there for a long time. You were able to work together But if you look at Arsenal, you look at Tottenham, who no manager was in the job for more than 2 years. You look at Arteta at Arsenal, 8 years he's been there now. Is it 8 years?
7 or so, yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that also plays into it as well, Jess, that when you have a manager there for a long time, you can plan better? Jess?
I don't know, Dan, because when you look at it really, like, when Liverpool's... 1 minute. I'm going to come out and come back in, Derm. I've crashed. 1 minute.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, then I bring it to you two then. Do you think having a manager there for a long time it's more beneficial than than sacking the manager like we're doing every 2 years or every 18
that
months?
Is possibly there's something with that. So if you have a look at what Arsenal have done, we had once we got rid of the Mexican standoff between two groups that wanted to take control of Arsenal, and during that time they neither wanted to invest to make the club better because it would have made it more expensive to buy off the other one. So we went through what do you reckon, 10-year decline of underinvestment. And then one of the groups took control of the club, and it was kind of like, right, we're going to build. And I think the advantage of that when you're building is that you have a clear-eyed vision of what you want the squad to be. You have a clear-eyed vision of what you need to purchase for the system that you're going to play. So when you're changing, and I mean, if you look at Tottenham, you always knew there was going to be issues because you went from one coach in Conte to like Ange, and Ange was very attacking, right? And then you went from Ange to Thomas Frank, who's quite pragmatic at times. And of course, that's going to be like a jarring change. So how do those players facilitate that? And the top players, when they're on board and they're buying in, because they don't want to look like an idiot on the pitch, they go, okay, they can adjust, they can adapt, and they can deliver what the manager wants. Some of them can't. So they really do look like a fish out of water. And I think as football fans, we quite often go, oh, that player's rubbish or that player's rubbish. But if the environment they're human beings, and if the environment in the dressing room isn't conducive to a positive mindset to win, and they don't feel comfortable in the system that they're trying to perform, that can really negate the output and the effectiveness of any player. And I think then you see that sort of, and I would say if we're contrasting Arsenal and Tottenham, it's not Arsenal are this, that, and the other, and Tottenham's not that. I think you're right. There has been this kind of constant change and flux, and these managers want players for their system, and it creates dead wood. And then you've got to sell them, and you've got to change it, and there's kind of a bad feeling in the dressing room. So yeah, I do think it impacts it. Oh, I can't hear Dermot.
I can't hear him neither.
Yeah, I can. There's a flip to that, right? You look at United, had Fergie there for God knows how many years. You look at Klopp as well, who was there for how long was he at Liverpool for, Jess?
8 years, mate.
8 years. So you look at that. You look at the stability that brings.
But did you see what Klopp came in to do, Mo? Let's be honest. Yeah. Did you see that first team he ever had? Gordon, Bennett. He had to.
Yeah.
The thing is with Klopp, when he came in, what a shit team he came into.
Yeah.
And the only reason really that the rebuild happened more or less when they sold Coutinho to Barcelona, and then they bought Virgil van Dijk in and Alisson in, and they started to rebuild. I think he got us to 3 cup finals, and we never won on. And most of the fans were like, oh, he's got to go, he's a Jonah. Luckily, he stayed in that, but that rebuild took a long time at Liverpool. And now it's kind of like we've got to rebuild again from what Slot did in them 2 seasons. Now we're under Areola, which is a new rebuild. Sorry, I couldn't get the words.
I mean, also you look at United as well. You look at Fergie's the godfather, isn't he? He's the man that he shows you. Look, he came in 85, 86, took him to 90 to win his first trophy. If it wasn't for him beating Nottingham Forest, he would have been out of a job. That's how crucial games can be for managers. Then the rest is history. But should we look at United and Liverpool as examples? Because you look at them clubs over a year. You look at Liverpool. They bought from within. Every manager was in the boot room. You go back to Fagan. You go back to Bob Paisley. You go Shankly, Bob Paisley, Fagan, Kenny Dalglish came in then as player manager. And then you went out, and then you brought Souness back, and then it's always been, right, we won't sack a manager unless we really have to. You look at Tottenham, we sack a manager every 2 minutes for just the stupidest of things. Look, we sacked Mourinho 6 days before cup final for whatever reason. And again, you look at United since Fergie's left.
But look at how many managers they've had since Fergie's gone.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. How many managers have they gone through since Fergie left? And also, when you have a board that's hated by the fans, you have a board that's plunged the club into major, major debt. You've got a stadium, no disrespect, Josh, please, it's not me poking it, not. You have a stadium falling around its ears. Probably one of the biggest clubs in England, apart from Liverpool. Does that, I mean, you look at that, does that anger you as a fan? You know, your club is not being looked after. And you look at Liverpool, how well Liverpool and FFG come in. They're not popular, I will admit that, and they have issues with the fans. But if you look at it financially, they back their managers. They stick by them. You look at Arsenal, they've stuck by Arteta when a lot of Arsenal fans wanted him out as well. And if you look at Tottenham and United, we're sacking managers left, right, and centre. I think us quicker than you, Josh. So where you want it with your club and the way you see it in the Premier League, and does it get you frustrated when you see the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal doing it the right way, winning league titles and doing it properly, where, to be fair, we've been worse, but United haven't been far better either, have they, since Fergie left?
It's just, as I said before, it's just a mess. Everything's a mess around the club. So the ownership, to even the new ownership that's come in as well, Sergeant Ratcliffe, that he was supposed to be the bright light everyone was seeing. He's awful. He's awful as well. With both United fans want him out as well as Glazers, and then the new board that's been brought in, they're still not good enough. The players that were brought in, but it's just everything's a mess with us, and it is frustrating to be fair. It's frustrating to deal with it from what we've been, especially under Sir Alex. It's frustrating as fan. Last couple of seasons, like last season was like way better, but like the past couple of seasons since then, it has been difficult because I know what we could have been, but it's because certain multiple different circumstances has just plunged us into dark hole of just a mess, and that's not going to get sorted out until ideally these owners leave.
Yeah, and when's that going to be? Probably, I mean,
never.
Never. I mean,
because Glazers might get overtaken by Ratcliffe, but Ratcliffe's still bad as well. He doesn't know how to run a football club.
Or he doesn't get the football club.
He doesn't get it. And then you have him coming out and saying those comments. It's just a mess.
I mean, just one quickly, and we will move on to other Premier League sort of stories. And I think there's new rules coming in this year. Will it make the product better? We've got VAR back again. Should VAR be scrapped altogether? So we are going to get on to that. But if you look at Liverpool as a whole, and do the owners get Liverpool Football Club? Do they get what Liverpool Football Club is about?
I'd say so, yeah, because they've been there since 2010. They've been there, 16, 17 years. And when they do something that the fans don't like, the fans protest, and they made sure that things change very quickly. I can't lie. Nick, Vinders, don't be coming in here annoying us. Go back into your Arsenal streams. See you later, Vin.
I mean, if you look at United, right, and you look at the Glazers, I mean, we're all sitting here thinking that could have been us. But should the Premier League tighten its rules? And I think they have tightened the rules.
So desperately, yes.
Do they need to tighten the rules on this? Because there is a video on YouTube about how United were taken over. I will find it. I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Jess, and I'll put it into the group chat. But should the Premier League be a bit more tighter? Because what happened to United should never happen to another Premier League football club, should they? Or any football club, how it was taken over.
At that point, I don't think any other club could shoulder what they've done. You've got to remember that United had won, what was it, at that point, 14 titles or whatever it was. They were an economic machine to leverage the debt and do it the way that they'd done it. And sadly,
well, they weren't in debt, were they? United were
but that's
never
what I mean.
in debt.
To do what they'd done and then to place that upon them, it was only the size and success of the Sky Sports Premier League era that allowed them to kind of deal with that level of debt that they've imposed upon them. Abramovich done it in a different way. Abramovich took out a Chelsea credit card. He didn't spend a penny of his own money. He just acted as a guarantor to running up loads of debt. And then he called in the debt. Do you remember he took $1 billion off the books, held it with a holding company. And then when he sold the club, that was all put back together. And that was when it was kind of transitioned over. And it's just like, I know it shouldn't happen. I think there needs to be more principles and effort, a bit more ethics at the Premier League. But then we don't know what goes on at a higher level outside of football when it gets to politics and the higher echelons of society. And you've got Mr. I want to sports wash, don't pick a nation, and who he gets around and who he influences to be able to put pressure on the head honchos at the Premier League. So will we ever clear it up? I doubt it.
So then, you saying that, Jess, you got Man City, you got the charges against them, that the 150, which will never be, I think they're going to come out and get a fine. Chelsea got fined, didn't they? Not so long ago, for doing something wrong. What they sort of, because they went to the Premier League, we're dobbing ourselves in. But the Man City thing, should that have been cleared up by now? Because does that then bring the Premier League into disrepute of, if you can't get your own house in order, then the government going to say, right, okay, if you can't do it yourself, we're going to put people in to run it for you. So surely in the Premier League's own best interest, they should have sorted this out by now.
Just 1 second, Vinders, catch you up. When you've catch Liverpool and Man United up on league titles and Champions League, come back and see me, pal. On that note, yes, Dermo, it's a mockery and it should have been sorted out by now. Will it get sorted out? I remember you two saying on here about 6 weeks ago, oh, it's coming. It's coming, end of the season now, we're going to find out. Damn. I don't think we ever get a resolution.
I truly thought it would be now-ish.
Yeah. Make a mockery of it. It's ridiculous.
They're all, who are they talking already that is going to Sheffield United? Sheffield United's ownership has been taken to court and wound up.
Yeah.
They're already talking about a 12-point deduction. Oh, my Lord.
Look how quick that gets done, though.
Yeah.
Right? Or where's Sheffield Wednesday, Everton, Nottingham Forest. But when it's Man City, it's a bit different. It shouldn't be. It's got to be level across the board. And that should have been dealt with a long time ago.
But Jess, I wonder if that's external politics, though. If you think about, we just signed a trade deal with Saudi Arabia and all of that sort of stuff. You know, does this all come into play and is pressure put in certain, we don't want this to go? Do you know what I mean?
But if that is the case, then, Josh, as Marco says it is corruption then, isn't it? So if you look at the Italian league back in the day, it was one of the biggest leagues in Europe.
Most now look at the
most corrupt league. The Premier League's a young league, right? So compared to all the other leagues, it's a baby league. But don't tell me we're going to go down this road and Man City getting away with this. Then that doesn't give any credibility to the Premier League at all, does it? As a league, then I don't believe anything they tell me. Are you like that, Josh, or are you thinking it would be what it is? What it is? I mean, as a United fan, right? I know City, you're closest neighbours, but as a United fan, does that come into your thinking as well, or can you think about it as put that to one side and think of it as a neutral fan? Or does United sort of fandom come into it if you're thinking about the Man City thing?
It's just frustrating, but like I've explained it on a couple of the podcasts. It's just it's all gone so silent for a couple of years now that it's kind of like my frustration's gone because it's just not been talked about. It's just gone numb to it. That doesn't mean I want them to get punished, because I do, because they've cheated, allegedly cheated, but it's just been swept aside. So in my mind, it's been swept aside because
I think the only club, Josh. Yeah, Josh, I mean, you're right there. And the only club I can think of is Rangers that got done, didn't they, Jeff?
Yeah.
Long ago. And that was done very quickly. And yes, Rangers were round up as a football club. They did start again, and they started in the 4th division and worked their way up. But
do you see that realistically happening to Man City? Because I say, look, don't.
No.
City are going to get fined. Probably 100. They're going to get 100 million fine. That's it.
But that's peanuts to them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or ban, or maybe
exactly
they get.
No.
Or I just want to say something to your vendors, right? I know you're talking about Arsenal, right?
Ruffle feathers. Are you having a laugh? You couldn't ruffle my feathers if you actually tried, Vinders.
If you can win the FA Cup as a non-league side, if you can become the first team ever to win a European trophy, the first team ever to do the double, the first team ever to win 2 European trophies, the first team ever to win back-to-back FA Cups in the last time, and we didn't do it once, we've done it twice. If you could, and you have not won the league back-to-back since Herbert Chapman in the early 30s. So if you can do that, then you can come in and start slagging us all off. Even Nick has the respect to bow down to greatness when he sees it.
Don't bow down to shut your face. There is, I think, there is 2 things. Right now, Arsenal are top of the tree. When it comes to historical, you have to respect that United and Liverpool are the top 2 clubs.
You want to give me a European trophy? I don't know. You're coming here giving chess, Vinny. I can't even lie.
United.
Excuse me.
Before the Premier League era, it was Liverpool by distance.
We were great in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
I wasn't born then.
How long? What did you get in the 60s and what? Two titles?
We won the double in 61, the FA Cup in 62, the Cup Winners' Cup in 63, the FA Cup in 67, the League Cup in 71, UEFA Cup in 72, League Cup in 73, FA Cup 81, FA Cup 82, UEFA Cup in 84, FA Cup 99. Between 1951 and 2008, Tottenham won more than one trophies in every decade. Not even Liverpool, Manchester United have done that, or even Arsenal have done that.
We only, from the 20s, we only missed the 60s.
Yeah. I think Liverpool's the only club that can claim that to win a trophy for, like, from 1950 to 2008, we won trophies in every decade.
I will, Vin.
I think Liverpool and United are probably closer to say that they've done that, I would say.
Most of United, you've got to remember, United, most of their concentration of trophies came in the Premier League era. Before
that, in the 60s, and then they were very successful in the 60s, late 60s, won the European Cup in 68. Then if you think from the 70s and 80s...
It was the Busby Babes, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then the early 90s, they were a
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And they were kind of, there was a drought for them. They went into the Premier League era on something like 7 or 8 titles. That was it.
And then you look at Liverpool. I don't know how Liverpool were just a trophy machine. I mean, every season.
Start of the Premier League era, Liverpool had 18 league titles, and what was it? Four Champions League?
Yeah.
That's
right.
They were it by distance. And
then we did do all for 30 years. We won Champions League in 2005.
And then United hit hot, and they up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Look, what does the Premier League, like, we're all excited about the game on Saturdays. It's back again, 9 months, as I said.
Vinders.
What's Vinders put in now?
For the Jackie Chan. Vinders. Kidding me.
Now now I used to claim them. Now we've won the Europa League. Now we're back in the big time. So yeah, you're only jealous you never won it as a non-league side. No other team has done that by Tottenham Hotspur as a non-league. Yeah, exactly. See, Marco, first British team to win the European trophy ever. Not even United can. Well, Scotland were the first British side to win a European trophy. Then United won it the year after. after. Then Rangers won the Cup Winners' Cup and then got banned for a year. The only team to win a European trophy and then get banned. Which is true. It did happen. I swear to God, Josh has been sending me something down the post with all these Rangers jabs. I start with you, Nick. Do you want to talk about the subject, Nick? I'm always talking and asking questions. Go on, guys. I'm opening the floor. Start off with a conversation.
Well, I was going to say it's the new start of the new season tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, who've United got?
Away on Saturday, half.
Whole away. You feeling good on that one?
No,
you're not.
No, because
why not?
Apparently we're falling apart. So
no way are you. I look at United.
I've heard someone say it. I
don't think
I knew this was coming.
And it was him that said it.
So I think that you guys have done well in your defence. You know how you brought in a few players in your defence, needed strengthening. You've done your forward line last season. You'll do it. If you get Belieber as well, that's your midfield. That was possibly your weakest element.
As well.
Yeah, maybe. Rather than Luke Shaw.
We're looking at left back. We haven't got anyone else. We're looking at it's literally public.
But if you get Hall, okay, so if you get Belieber and Hall,
we're not getting Hall.
No?
Your doggy's free if you want him.
Like I said yesterday in the stream, I think it was Bob. I said no.
I think you're going to have a decent season if they stick behind Carrick. That's a big if.
Yeah,
that's a big if. I think the way that you finish the season, that's something to be built upon. Because if you guys, okay, let's change the question. Give me 5 title contenders, because I think this season we could see possibly a lower points total to win the Premier League, because I think it's so competitive. So I think everyone will beat everyone. The middle teams are getting stronger. I think it's going to be interesting because you've got Bournemouth and Brighton that have got European competition, and that will impact them like it impacted Palace. So who's your 5? Who do you think is going to be fighting it out? Give me 5 that are going to get near the top of the table.
Who are you asking?
All of you.
Arsenal, obviously.
Okay, so you think Arsenal?
I would say City.
Okay. It doesn't have to be in order. However, it doesn't have to be in order.
Be up there. I would say Liverpool.
Okay.
I think we won't win it, but I think we have to be counted, to be fair. That last spot. Depending on business, I would say Tottenham.
Okay. What for you? What about you, Jess? Who would your top 5 be? Not in order. Just give us who you think is going to be up there fighting it out.
Mate. Liverpool, Arsenal, City, United, Tottenham. That's exactly what I've got.
Okay. How about you, Dom?
I'm going for Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, and Tottenham. I think Chelsea might implode.
Right. Do you? I'm actually looking at Alonso, and that's what I was going to ask you. Because I think Tottenham and Chelsea only having the Premier League to focus on could be stronger than what United were last season.
I just don't think it works.
You don't?
No.
That's interesting. Why do you think that, Josh?
I just feel that specific parts of that team in terms of profiles and stuff is not going to work. Like they brought in Rodgers, he's not going to do well with Palmer, and then they've got so many other players in other positions. So? No, I don't think it works. I don't think.
Do you know why I was kind of looking at it a different way? When you have a look at his Bayer Leverkusen team, he plays with 2 cams. That's kind of why I was like, I think it's their central number 9. Like I thought they was going to go and put the money down on Victor Osimhen, somebody like that. And Rodgers on the left and Cole Palmer on the right. that kind of works to they've got João Pedro as well, haven't they? But that kind of works to his system. And I was like, no, I can actually see why that's good business for them if that's how they're going to attack.
I have a little bit of breaking news concerning Tottenham. Now, this isn't Tottenham transfers, but this is just something's been put on X. I just want to get you guys' reaction to it, right? Tottenham have again taken out an agreement with Marcaday to borrow, I think that's how you say it, to borrow cash now against Premier League revenues for the 26-27 season. See below, filed with Customs House. We did this for the first time in 25-26, and Bloomberg estimated this is worth 90 million quid. A fairly common cash flow mechanism to bring cash forward. Jess, can I just start with you? Do you think Tottenham doing this, do you think this is to do with their buying the two players from Man City?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Or do you think other clubs do this, but it's not so...
No, because if other clubs done it, they'd still be in public eye with it, Dermo. Somebody like it. I'd just be very worried they're doing that, Dermo. I can't lie. Like, if you get top 6 next season, brilliant, that's fine. But if you don't, Dermo, and it don't go your way, I'd be worried a little bit next season. I can't lie.
Yeah,
it's very much a bit like that, and the devil you do, the devil you don't. Like, fair enough. If you get top 6 next season, you get back into Europe. That's brilliant. If you don't, Dermo, and I'm not saying, by the way, if anyone comes for me, that you won't. I think you will. But if you don't, it's a bit squeaky bum time, innit?
It is. Just very quickly, some sad news coming out of Tottenham. Terry Dyson, the legend that is Terry Dyson, a member of the 61 double side, also played in the Dyson's final in 63 when we beat Atletico Madrid 5-1 to win the Cup Winners' Cup, has sadly passed away at the age of 91. A legend at the football club. I think there's only one player left. I forget his name. He's a Welsh defender. Part of the double winning side, but sad news coming out of Spurs.
Condolences to you guys.
Tottenham legend Terry Dyson passes away at the age of 91. Just more about that tonight at 10:30. I'll talk about that later on the show. I do at 10:30 tonight, guys. So very sad news, and condolences to the Dyson family for everyone here on the fan perspective and THFC and JSY Talks Football channels. I know that.
I was just going to say, guys, just going back briefly, Dermot, and just to all of you, if Tottenham are having to move money like that because you've had a big window, do you think that is because City are insistent on a big lump sum because City need money because they're fearing about what's coming?
I think so.
Then they're not interested in installments because the installments don't help them if something comes in. Makes me wonder if they already know what their punishment will be.
That's true.
It. Yeah. Cliff Jones, that's it. Cliff Jones is actually the only member of that 61 side left. Very sad news. I mean, Jess, I always look at Liverpool, right, and Arsenal and think they always do it right every year. No disrespect, Josh, to United, but I think United have begun a little bit chaotic, I think, every year. Either you're spending millions or you're not spending enough. I don't feel Carrick's been back, by the way, if I'm being honest. But if you look,
but you say that, Dermot, but the back in
Champions League
as well, exactly, the back in Champions League this season. So what they spent last
season, if we had no restriction, they would have backed him. If they restriction, they would have backed him like they've done last season.
Here's my question then.
Not fame, but
with this loophole, with 85% Spurs can spend, 75% say Liverpool, Arsenal, and United can spend. Is that an unfair advantage? Now, from my point of view, I don't. Well,
no, because you're not in European competition, are you?
No, but also when it comes to Levy, he did leave us in the financial way that we were able to do this. We had a lot of room in our FFP or SCR, which is called now. But if you want to play a proper plain level field that every club gets the same rules, then isn't it an unfair advantage that we have more wiggle room than you guys?
No, because the wiggle room has been there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you've not spent in elsewhere. on other days, and now you've got more money in your pocket now. So no.
Yeah, but if we can say, look, say for Liverpool, right, and you guys, that you can only spend 75% of your total income in the football club. If you're a club like United, who are massively in debt, if you look at Liverpool and Arsenal, who are probably in debt, but not to the amount that Manchester United are in debt, isn't that an unfair playing field? Because United last season, not in Europe, right, we can go and splash out 300 million, right? We need players. Carrick's sitting there thinking, I need 2 or 3 players to really bulk up the squad. You look at Liverpool's manager, I need 2 or 3 players to bulk up the squad, right? Or you look at Arteta, I need a goal scorer. I need somebody who's going to bang me 15, 20 goals a season. Or I need somebody to come in and back up Eze or Martinelli. Or I need somebody, I think it's Gabriel that's out for a long while. I need somebody to come in to cover Gabriel at the back.
Saliba.
Then is it...
Saliba.
Yeah. You know who I mean. Sorry, I didn't get the name right. I apologise.
That's all right.
Again, isn't that again an unfair advantage? Because
But
we
they
can
have
spend
replaced
more than
him,
you
though.
guys.
They've gone and got Aston Villa. They're going to replace Saliba, to be fair. They've gone and got Conte.
Yeah. But do you think everyone should be 75% across the board?
No.
Or 85% across the
No,
board?
because when you were saying earlier about the way that the system works and it being gatekept, it's kind of tied to your commercials. So what you've got to do as a club is increase your commercials.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's hard without a fan base, and that's hard. That's why City and Chelsea have cheated the way they've cheated, because they haven't got the fan bases to support what the other clubs have built over time.
Exactly.
And so when it comes to the other clubs, if it means that your percentage is higher, that gives you more chance to get back into the game. To turn around and say, Fulham, you are restricted to 75%, the same as Arsenal. Well, they haven't got the same turnover as Arsenal. So Arsenal 75% is actually, in terms of millions, out massive compared to the 75% that Fulham have. But then if you turn around to Fulham and say, right, you're allowed 90%, it doesn't bridge the gap, but it helps a little bit. You know, there's an extra 15% there that they can go and spend.
Yeah. No, I agree. Look, just to wrap this part of the podcast up, and we'll move on to other subjects. Where do you see the Premier League going with this? Where's the next brainwave, Jess, of financial fair play? Because we know FFP didn't work, so now they've changed it to SCR. Where's it going to next?
God knows, I think as it stands now, I think SCR should work. I think what Nick said spot on. I can't lie. It's all about how big your team is and how global your team is as well, for like what else you can bring in merchandise wise and everything else. Like, unfortunately, if you look at it like, I don't know, from Newcastle's point of view compared to that, I don't know, Arsenal. Well, globally, Arsenal are a bigger team. I'm not saying Newcastle aren't a big team. They are in their own right. But they earn more Arsenal globally in merchandise and everything else that goes with, whereas Newcastle don't. You know, Newcastle have got richest owners in the world.
Yeah. Could buy us all 10 times over. They can buy City 10 times, like 3 times over. Yeah. Richest club in the world.
What's happened to their club this season, Nick? Again, like Villa, they've lost Tonali, Gordon, you know, Guimaraes, all their better players have now left. And they're the richest club in the world. And they still can't keep. And it is unfair that Newcastle have lost all their midfielders. It is unfair what Villa have had to do, but they've got to balance the books, aren't they? You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. And they compare it to Tottenham. But what they forget is Tottenham haven't really spent in 25 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But Jess, if we go down the site and you say, right, as I said before in the stream, you take it off. City could blow us all out of the water.
Exactly.
They could just drop money like you've never seen. And we have seen, if you think of that like a spike, we saw this massive spike with Chelsea. 10 million became 30 million. And then with City, it's gone boom again. You let Newcastle get unleashed. Oh my gosh, we'll be looking at £150 shirts as a bare minimum. Do you know what I mean? And everything goes up. And I think that's why. But there has to be maybe something. If you're a Villa, if you're a Newcastle, I don't know. If you've got a certain level or whatever, I don't know how to do it. But maybe is it we allow every 3 years, every 5 years, and that you can invest an extra 150 million, whatever it is, what's relevant, into your club. Because then it's kind of, then they're trying, if they're sticking by the rules and they haven't done what Manchester has done or what Chelsea have done, and they've stuck by the rules and all the rest of it, is there something like a release valve where they can enhance their budget every 3 or 5 years and invest heavier, and it'll be like owner investment? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you look, Josh, you make some good points. Both you do. You both make very good points, but also just the last bit to it. You look at the transfer market and how inflated it's got over the last few years. I mean, Josh, are we looking at a point where that football could go belly up? Well, not go belly up, but the bubble could burst somewhere along the line. If Sky was to pull out of the Premier League for whatever reason, right, and the football, I don't know, the football went back to free-to-air, back to the BBC, back to traditional terrestrial TV. Look, it won't, but just in case if it did, which clubs do you think would survive? And which clubs do you think would be in danger?
I think the teams like probably United, Liverpool's, teams up there that have high revenue from other ways in terms of merchandise and ticketing and stuff like that. But the teams that are down the bottom who don't down at either mid-table or in the relegation zone, who don't get as much revenue, aren't globally supported by how the bigger teams are. I think they'll drop, and then the bigger teams that get them more revenue from international and merchandise will survive.
Yeah, so really just likes of more or less what Tottenham were doing, holding concerts, boxing, events, NFL. Can you see that happening? Can you see that happening I can see it happening at Old Trafford in your new stadium, Josh.
Probably.
All that happening.
Liverpool holds concerts at theirs in some of their Dermo. No, it's only Anfield. They have a lot. Yeah. They have Pink and that. I know they've got a fair few things. Look, if Sky did pull out of football, I don't ever see it happening, by the way, I'm just speaking hypothetically.
Hypothetically, yeah.
Your top 6 might be all right, but the smaller clubs would struggle. And don't see it happening ever, by the way.
No.
But if it did, it'd be catastrophic for those smaller teams.
I think so too. And I think that I don't think the top 6 in their entirety would be, because I feel your United, Liverpool, Chelsea, not Chelsea, your Liverpool, United, Tottenham, Arsenal, because they've got bigger global fan bases that may take up a club subscription, would be supported. I think it would create more disparity. So I think it'd be dangerous to go down that route, because I think Chelsea,
a lot of clubs would go bankrupt, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But saying that, Sky, Premier League are piloting this season Premier League Plus. Now, you have to live in Singapore. Now, I did try to put on my VPN and go to Singapore, went onto the Premier League website. It is there, but it wouldn't let me buy it. It wouldn't get me the year's subscription because it wouldn't recognize my debit card.
How much was your subscription?
It was €45. No, $65 for the whole season. That's for every game. Yeah. Now, can you see the Premier League doing that, say, from next season, or when the current transfer TV rights end, that the Premier League say, do you know what?
No.
We're going to go it alone. We're going to provide the pictures, and then it's up to tender.
They'd lose too much money, Dermo, because a lot of people pay for Sky just for sports, let's be honest, because there's no on telly. There are a lot of the packages. So then if that happened and it just said you went like, for example, Liverpool TV, and you had to pay for it off Liverpool TV to watch it, Sky would go bankrupt, because nobody's buying Sky to watch films that you've already
Not anymore. No, you're spot on. Yeah,
That's
so,
why
and
it stamps on
you
it.
stream now, don't you? Different expenditure.
Yeah, but there's cheaper ways though. Now TV. I bought Now TV for the season, right? I paid. What am I paying for Now TV and Now TV Plus for the sports packages for all the sports channels? 46 a month. No, 36 a month. If you go and
Mine's
buy
151
Sky,
a month. Mine's 151 a month with BT,
yeah,
Sky, and then I pay for Amazon separate. I play for Premier Sports separate. Another one that I watch Italian football, and so it's probably about 200 quid a month for mine.
That's now moving to BBC Italian football.
Yeah, seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got to think TNT lose so much next year, don't they? Don't they lose the Champions League or the Europa League or something? So
BBC, I think they get the FA Cup, and it'll be the first time the FA Cup final will be behind the paywall.
I think they've got some Irish football this year as well, and some Welsh football. I think they've got the Welsh League as well this season.
The BBC have got the Welsh League.
I
can see football eventually going back the other way to traditional television. I think the clubs will make enough. I can see a certain amount of games going free to air because nobody can.
They do that on ITV now, Dermo. So you get with Championship, they give you 10 a season where they're free. But it's only Championship.
I didn't know Italian football's come back to BBC. That's good.
Yeah, actual sport on the BBC. How about that?
I know.
I love the athletics. I'm a big athletics fan, so I love watching all of that. But to have the Italian league free.
Yeah, because it's come away from TNT, and it's so Premier Sports have got so many of the games for Italian.
Yeah.
BBC have got so many, and I think TNT Sports have got a few of them, but there's going to be a bit of a split with it. Like Spanish football used to be massive on Sky, didn't it? Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Now it's on Premier Sports.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at the NFL, as Marco says, the Spurs and Levy took years of a hit of players' investment to build a new stadium, which hosts football, concerts, NFL, corporate events, F1 mini tracks, and it's in London, so making it a massive money outside. Can you see, and you got United building their massive new stadium as well. You look at Arsenal, the Emirates. I worked in it for many a year. They could do the same at the Emirates if they wanted to. I think Anfield might be a bit difficult, Jess, for some of it. But do you think with your American owners that NFL might come to Anfield, that be another way of making money?
Possibly, but I think, unfortunately, with the NFL, I think that's going to be more London-based because I think it's more, your tourists and stuff where... But I do know they have concerts and stuff there. But regarding NFL, I don't see that coming to Liverpool. No, not in my opinion. I think it's London that you're looking at. Maybe Emirates, your stadium. You know what I mean? Because you get a lot of tourists.
You do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm a tourist myself when I go over. I class myself as a tourist when I come over from Ireland to Tottenham. I'm one of the tourist fans. Yeah, just go and sod yourselves. I go and support my club.
No, I didn't mean it like that. But what I meant NFL, it'll be a lot of tourists that would pick up tickets because like with Tottenham and stuff like that, you've got to be like a member or whatever to get tickets. You can't just walk in off the gate and get a ticket sort of thing like you could do back in there.
Just for the people listening and people watching, that was a private joke with someone that I was watching, so it's a private joke. So it wasn't at anyone, it's just a private joke. See Josh moving around his head quickly when that was mentioned. What? Dermo causing hassle? What? Where? Quick, let me jump in.
I was turning to face because I was playing with my cat. I was turning his face to screen.
I didn't say you were playing with your pussy, Josh. Bloody hell.
That's what I was just about to say.
Particularly as he's trying to make eye contact. I mean,
neither confirm or deny.
just to let people that are listening, Josh is a lad. All right, he is a boy. He is a man. So he's not a woman. Sorry, there's only one lady on the podcast, and that's her below.
Where?
You.
No, you. I can neither confirm or deny that. But anyway, we'll move on.
Apparently you are though.
Apparently to that one person that was drunk about 25 beer glasses. Anyway, let's talk about our predictions for the new season. I will move down the bottom so everyone can see Jess.
I don't want you to see me stick me down under there, love.
No. Right. Who's going to read out Stacey? Now, Stacey is another lady.
I'll do Stacey's.
She's at the moment in She's at having the rest today, but she will be back next week. So go and read Stacey's out, Jess.
So Stacey's gone for the champions of the Premier League, Manchester City. For the Champions League, she's gone Barcelona. Europa League, she's gone Real Betis. Conference League, she's gone Brighton and Hove Albion. FA Cup, Leeds United. The League Cup, Wolves. And to be relegated, she's gone Ipswich Town, Hull City and Nottingham Forest.
Right, guys. What do you think to Stacey's picks? Let's start with... I'm going to pick one out of it. So let's start with... relegation. Let's start there. Do you
2
think
out of 3 for me.
2 out of 3. Yeah.
2 out of 3. It's Forest that I'm not so sure of that with that one.
I know why she's gone for that though.
Yeah, a petty reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she always says. A petty reason.
And another interesting one she's picked, Brighton for the Conference League. Now, I chopped and changed from my one. I will explain who I did pick first, which may shock a few people. But do you think Brighton might be able to do it, guys?
Why not?
Yes, why not?
I think they've got the squad.
Anybody on the day can do it, Dermo.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they've got the squad to go far.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
And it's Conference League, so that they're one of the biggest teams that are in that competition, including teams that are still going through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that is Stacey. So we will revisit this in January when the second half of the season starts. We will look at this again. And then at the end of the season, who's right and who's wrong. Whoever wins, right, will get a prize. Who's ever last
gets
has to do a fourth. Gets a fourth. So there you go.
Okay.
Don't make it me. Do not make it
me.
I
like that. Look, who's the one with the artistic streak here? I like it.
Yeah, I sort of copied your one as well after that, just to let you know. I liked it so much. Right. Jess, do you want to talk through your predictions for the season?
I've gone Liverpool to win Premier League. Champions League winners, I've gone Barcelona. Europa League winners, I've gone AC Milan. Conference League winners, I've gone Ajax. FA Cup, I've gone for Tottenham Hotspur. League Cup winners, I've gone Liverpool, and obviously Premier League, I've gone Liverpool there. And for my relegation 3, I've gone Ipswich Town, Hull City, and Crystal Palace.
Right. Why Palace?
Do you think they could struggle this season, Dermo? They've lost a lot. Managers, he's new in. I know he did well at France.
Manager's French, so it's very different.
They've lost Lacroix to Chelsea as well. Yeah. That's just my opinion. It might be wrong. It might be right. I just see Coventry doing better out of the 3 that came up than Ipswich and Hull. And I just think with the manager they've brought in, with Coventry and the players that Coventry have actually brought in are really good players. I think they've spent like 120 million. I went Crystal Palace. It might not be a popular choice, but that's mine. A big up page here. But I just looked at the Europa League and Conference League winners on the website who had progressed. And I'm like, do you know what? That's who I think Barcelona with what they brought in now, if they can get a defender in as well, I could see them doing Champions League.
I nearly went for Barca.
I put PSG at first. I won't lie. And then I thought,
no, I didn't.
I'll change it. I went Barca. I thought, no, we'll go Barca. I thought AC Milan should be strong enough to do Europa League. And Ajax is strong for Conference League. There's some strong teams in there, but
very strong.
I went out. I thought, look at Tottenham. Can they get an FA Cup this season? Quite possibly, because they've only got 1 game a week. So I'm looking at FA Cup for you guys. Europa League, League Cup, I've gone Liverpool. And look, I'll be honest with you. My heart tells me Liverpool will win it. My head tells me Arsenal will win it. I couldn't put Arsenal. I can't lie.
I get it.
My head tells me Arsenal will win it. But for me, I can't. So I had to go Liverpool.
But I don't think I've got to be honest with you. I don't think it's outlandish, because I'm looking at your second season players and they might not have done well in their debut per se.
I just think they'll do better under him. I think we've got the right manager in.
Same. I think
he'll play Wirtz in the right position.
It's only the Liverpool defence that I'm like, that would be the only reason why you wouldn't.
I say that, but then I watched him last week, and that young lad who they brought in from France,
Jacques, whatever is it?
He looked immense, I was really impressed with him. And then we've obviously got the guy in from Barcelona for the season. And if we could just get one or two more in. I'm not saying we will win it, by the way, but I can't go Arsenal. It's just how I am. So I'm going to stick with my two teams are always Liverpool and Leeds. I won't go to book Leeds because I know that's absolutely unrealistic for Leeds United. So, there's mine.
If that happened.
Oh, do you know, if that happened, Leeds would be partying for weeks, years. The best thing that could ever happen to Leeds. Me with Leeds, I just want us to stay up. Please. That's it.
I think you will.
I do have Leeds and Jess knows this. I've said this more than once. I've got Leeds as a dark horse. I rarely do have that sneaking feeling. Nick, this is yours. As you can see, not as good as Jess, but I did copy her design and sort of redefined it into my own. Yeah. So, thank you, AI, for helping me.
Yes. So,
what have you gone
for? I've gone Coventry. I just don't think any of the promoted clubs survive. So I've gone Coventry, Ipswich, and Hull. So it's one of those years. I was looking at Sunderland, and out of the three of them, I thought, well, Coventry would be the most likely to survive. And I was just thinking it would take somebody to suffer. And I think the Crystal Palace shout is a real good one. But I just feel like they've probably got more about them than Coventry. So that's why I've gone. I can see Palace being 17th. So that was my relegation candidates. I've backed ourselves for Arsenal, but for the title. But you could flip the coin. And it could be City. It could be if United went on an amazing one, Chelsea, Liverpool. I don't think you're wrong for backing any of those teams. Champions League, I've gone Madrid. And the reason why I've gone Madrid, it's going to be hit or bust and nothing in between. Mourinho's either going to go and he's going to be successful or he's going to be sacked by Christmas. Do you know what I mean? I can just see that, and it's that. So I've gone for the hit. I've gone that. Will he do it? And he never achieved it in his first reign. So I'm just like, that's where I was kind of leaning towards. Leverkusen for the Europa, such a strong team. And the reason why I went, because they got to the knockout phases of the Champions League. And my reasoning was, if you can get to that last season, then you should be able to do quite well in Europa. Atalanta, I went for the conference. I do hear Brighton, could well be Brighton, but Atalanta are a solid team. They're difficult to play. Their home form is really, really good. I think that will see them through the two-legged system when it gets to that bit. So that's kind of why I've gone for them. Chelsea, I thought might get a cup under Alonso, and I felt like United would get a cup under Carrick, and I've gave them the League Cup, and I've gave Chelsea the FA Cup.
Interesting. Anyone want to talk about Nick's predictions there, Josh? Do you want to pick anything?
No.
Okay. Right, I think they're good picks, Nick.
No, I think
they're interesting.
No, that's why I have nothing to say, because I think they're good picks to it.
I just don't remember to with Champions League. I can't lie.
No, I don't want them to at all. I would rather Barcelona if I had the choice out.
To be fair, Nick, I thought you might have put Arsenal there, mate. I can't lie.
Yeah, I did. I feel like we could be in a mix. I feel like we've got a real chance again, because we only lost on penalties. We went the whole season without dropping, really. So it's just kind of like, can we do that again? We'd have to be lucky with injuries. We played over 60 games last season to go and do it again off the back of a World Cup year. I don't know. Something's got to give at some point. Yeah, so I think we could semi-finalists. I think will be good there, and you kick on, because I'm not one of those entitled fans that's like, oh, we've got to win everything. We've got to win this. We've got to win that. Nobody has the right to trophies. You've got to earn them. And so, yeah, I just think we might run out of steam, Jess. That's honestly what I believe.
Yeah, that's fair. Josh, there's your predictions for the season. And I put Jess's badge there because you are part of JSY. So, do you want to talk people through your predictions, sir?
So for the league, I went Arsenal. It pains me to say it, but I do feel like it's going to happen. For the League Cup, I just feel, I don't know why. I just feel if Champions League doesn't go our way, which that is my main priority as well as the league, if that doesn't go our way, I just feel like on a one-off game or knockouts, that obviously we didn't get to see Carrick in cup competition last season. He joined halfway through, but I just feel on a one-off that on a knockout tournament like that we could potentially win it. I think it all depends on towards what other business we do if we get in the Labour, because that's not fully agreed, and other business. For the Carabao Cup, for the FA Cup, City, I just feel on a knockout game, City they might not do as well in the league, but I just feel knockout competition like that, anyone could beat anyone in these competitions. Champions League, I went PSG because they're back-to-back winners. They've not really lost anyone, but they're not added a lot, but they've added solid decisions, especially to attack. And I just think it was one of the obvious shouts for me. Europa League went Benfica. They got in Marco Silva this summer, but they've also signed. They've had a good window too far, and they're one of the strongest names in that competition. Obviously, they're not fully qualified, but they've got a playoff game against a team in Denmark that I think they'll go through against, and then Ajax in the Conference League. They're one of the biggest names in that competition. They brought in a good manager, Mikel, and they're having a good window in terms of transfer business. So they've got a good squad. And then for relegation, it went Newcastle. I just feel with the players that lost and the players that they've brought in, that and the fact that the manager's not experienced Premier League football yet before this season, I feel it could. I could see it. I could see them scraping by, but I could see them getting relegated again as well. And then obviously what everyone else has gone, Ipswich and Hull. I just feel Ipswich have done a lot of business, and Hull are doing a lot of business, but I just don't think it's good enough to stay up.
Fair enough. I mean, anyone talk about Jess?
I think it's all plausible. The Newcastle, I looked at it, and if you said any of the because I was saying about teams that may struggle, and I like what the guys have gone for because it makes sense with Palace, the vulnerability that is there, and it makes sense with Newcastle. Anything can happen. That's the beauty of this league. And so all of the options you've gone past, I would say are all plausible. I think there's nothing completely outlandish. So apart from what was Stacey's one? Forest being relegated. Yeah. I think that's announced. But I get it. But I feel like they're good picks, and it's like flip a coin. I think that one of us will end up with maybe 2 or 3 right, and I think we'll at least get 2 right on the relegation candidates. I do think Hull and Ipswich are against it.
Yeah, and then this is mine. I have gone for Liverpool to win the league, Spurs to do the Cup double, League Cup and FA Cup double. I've gone from Ajax to win the Conference League. I've gone for AC Milan to win the Europa League. I've gone for Bayern Munich to win the Champions League. Then he can get his Champions League medal. Then he can come back to Tottenham. Everybody's happy in the hood. Kane's back home. Right. And my 3 teams to go down will be Newcastle United, Hull and Ipswich. But for the Conference League, Jess, I did pick Rangers to begin with to win it.
Why don't I believe you?
I did. Seriously, I did. And on my daughter's grave, on hand on my heart, I did. I had Rangers.
Really? Did you honestly feel that?
Yeah, I did. I honestly feel it was a toss-up between Rangers and Ajax for me to win that Conference League.
Never. I don't think Rangers.
I reckon he was thinking Rangers, and then I sent him mine across, and he looked at mine and thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm all right with that. AC Milan, Ajax, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it? He was like, yeah, actually.
I know he hadn't done his yesterday until I said, it's because he said, I'm going to do mine tonight when I've come off stream. So I sent him mine about 10 to 10 last night when he was on stream with me. I reckon he had a little look at that and thought, you know what? I didn't know what
I think you're right. I think your homework's been copied there, Jess. I do. Yeah.
Look how red he's gone.
And I think the Celtic side of him couldn't bring him
Couldn't bring
to
him to do
actually
it.
put Rangers
I
as
did.
Because
Conference
he couldn't
League
think of
winners.
another team. In Conference
Honestly.
League, he only knew Rangers were in there. Got you down there.
No. I wish I saved it now just to prove it to you. I did do it.
It's not
but
that you did it. You changed it to what to be more like chess.
To be honest
Well, I
with
did,
you,
I
me
thought-
and you have both gone AC Milan and Ajax, but I know I did mine before you because you said on my stream last night.
Yeah, I didn't copy you. Okay.
No, it just
to
gives
put-
you an incentive to go for what I went for.
Yeah, it did actually. But I did honestly pick Rangers to win the Conference League. I wish I stuck with it now, just to prove to you
I
guys
looked
I
at it
did.
and I just thought,
Nah.
I just can't see it. I'd love
I
it to
think-
happen. Just can't see it.
They're a big name in that competition, but I just feel there's a couple
There's bigger
more
names
others.
than them, though.
There's a couple of us that we've
Mm-hmm.
picked or mentioned.
I just think AC Milan, I think that's their competition to win, if I'm being honest.
I'll consider Milan, but I just thought Benfica and Europa League.
And,
I hear you on that because I was looking at Juve as well.
Yeah,
Juve's another massive name.
Well, they got
don't know
Vicario
about
now,
Juve.
so Juve are going to be in all sorts of issues.
Juve
So,
downhill.
they're going to go downhill now. But also with Bayern Munich, I just think it's their year to win it. I just think it's their year. They have to win it this year. PSG are not going to get 3 in a row.
I don't.
But
I hope not. I think
they
really
can
do.
They
can.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope not because somewhere different. But I just see it.
Yeah.
I
But I like the tip there, Dermo. I think Bayern are strong in many departments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you got a determined Harry Kane to really win it this year, I think he might be the difference between them winning it and not winning it. Look, Spurs to win the FA Cup and League Cup. Of course, I'm going to back my team to win it. And Liverpool with the league. I just think it's Liverpool's year this year. I think everything's pointing to Liverpool. I just think of what happened last year, the determination within the squad, the determination within the club. Come on, we've got to put it right. I think no slot there is probably a bonus for a lot of them players as well. I think the sad thing about it is if they'd done it earlier, Salah would not have left the club. I think Salah would have signed a new contract and stayed. And I think that's the only thing that's gone against Liverpool this year. You haven't replaced Salah. And we know from our own perspective, you can never replace world-class players like Harry Kane or Salah, but you should go out and try it. And I think Liverpool, I know that I think for your understanding, just the Picola deal is dead. But I think if you were to buy him in, I think that would have gone a long way to replacing Salah, in my view. But, I just think Liverpool, I don't think Arsenal are going to have a good season. I think they're going to be thereabouts. City are going to fall like a stone. I think Newcastle are in all sorts of issues. And I just feel sorry for Hull and Ipswich. I think out of the 3, I think Coventry's the only team that's going to stay up. And then, as I said, Tottenham to win both cup competitions, cup double next season. So that is my prediction. So whoever gets the most wins. Whoever doesn't get any right has to do a forfeit. And we will work that out as the season goes on. Also, guys, very quickly, a bit of a selfish plug, but I'm going to do it anyway. Me and Jess, both channels are linking up this year to do our Premier League predictions. This will be going up on the community page now.
Nick
as a
should have joined
podcast.
this.
Yeah, but
as a
keep it up, and I'm just going to quickly write down my scores.
As a podcast, we're going to do one ourselves. As a podcast, we're going to do our own tournament on here. So that's why I brought it up also. So, Jess, I'm going to start with you. Now, you can go what you went with in R1, or you can go with a different view, so it's up to you. So, Arsenal, Coventry, Jess.
Now, I'm going to stick with what I said, Dermo. I'm going to stick with what I said, mate.
Okay, so we're going to stick with what we said. Nick, just add yours in, but this is the podcast one.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Coventry.
Yeah.
Did you say? 3-0 Arsenal, I think. I think we're going to be all right.
I've gone for 1-0 Coventry just to let people know.
Yeah.
Just to let people know.
Yeah.
But I'd send them. Yeah. But yeah, look, so do get over it. Is it Wednesday this week, Jess? Next week?
It is, mate, because we're working around
James.
Bites.
So Yeah, so next Wednesday, do me a favour also, Josh.
Yeah.
Can you stick by
Next two Wednesdays, Derby.
Yeah. So also, guys, pinned at the top of the chat is Jess's link. So please do hit that link and hit subscribe on her channel if you can, please. I really would mean a lot. And also when James's link and Josh put your link in as well. And Nick, do your link wherever you're going. But guys, that is the predictions. We're doing it every Wednesday or the Wednesday for the next 2 weeks. We will come up with a little tournament on the podcast. We'll come together and think of something, but we will come up with something. Do you want me to send you that, Nick, on WhatsApp?
Yeah. Do so.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, look, we're coming to the end of the podcast, episode 7 of this podcast, and I've really enjoyed this podcast since it started. And when the season starts, we'll have more to talk about. We'll have referee decisions, games, and influence. But the rules change, and this is where I want to end the podcast, guys. The rules change in Premier League this year. So the first one is, Josh, I'm going to come to you first. We're going to discuss this one first. It is clamping down on time wasting. There will be a 10-second time limit for players to leave the field of play when being substituted. If the time limit is extended, the oncoming player cannot enter until the first stoppage after a 1 minute has elapsed. There will be a 5-second visual countdown when players and team is delaying the taking of a throw-in. If the time limit is extended, the throw-in is awarded to the opposition team. There's more. There will be the use of a 5-second visual countdown with players' teams delaying the taking of goal kicks. If that time limit is extended, a corner kick is awarded to the opposite team. That came in last season. Barring certain expectations, players who receive assessment or treatment on the field of play or cause play to be stopped due to an injury must leave and remain off the field of play for 1 minute after the play has restarted. And if the game is stopped for goalkeeper injuries, managers, head coaches will be required to nominate an outfield player to leave the pitch immediately. A nominated player is required to remain off the field for a minimum of 1 minute. After the restart of play, the expectations to this will be when a free kick is awarded for a foul on the goalkeeper, they require an immediate treatment. When the goalkeeper and the outfield player have collided, need attention or the goalkeeper is bleeding. Guys, I think the last one is where we start. Can you make any sense of the last new rule coming in? I'm confused.
So I think it's just basically a continuation of the World Cup stuff, isn't it?
World Cup.
Yeah.
I would have brought in all of the new rules at the World Cup personally.
Yeah.
I liked it all.
But this goalkeeper one, can you get it? I don't get it. And maybe I'm missing something, but I don't understand.
Where are you reading from? BBC?
Gimme Sport. It says, if the game is stopped for a goalkeeper injury, the manager head coach will be required to nominate an outfield player to leave the pitch immediately. And the I don't get that.
Right, yeah, I do. So, when there is, basically, you're going to be penalised. So just in case a keeper wants to go down and do a tactical timeout, you're going to go down to 10 men for it. So because you can't take the keeper off the pitch, so they're going to have to get treatment. So you're going to nominate another player to leave the pitch for you. So it is essentially the same rule that if you have to stop play for treatment, that player still a player leaves the pitch for a minute. So it's the continuation of that.
Right, I get you.
I'm all good with.
Yeah, fine. Jess, this is for you. Red cards and VAR. It's just up there.
I think due to incident, probably.
Hang on. Hello.
Sorry, I pressed wrong
button. You trying to end the stream, was you? You was like, get me out of here.
I'm Jess, get me out of it. I think somebody nicked a bit of metal. Jess knows what I'm on about.
Yeah, true.
Right. Right, Nick. So basically, you explained the first one perfectly. Right. Red cards and VAR interventions. Oh, Jesus. It's a good one. All complicated now. VAR is now permitted to get involved in decisions when the ball is in or out of play. VAR may now review an incorrect red card resulting from a clearly wrong second yellow card. VAR may also intervene when it comes to a player wrongly being shown a red card or a yellow card when the offence was committed by another player of either team.
So
VAR, this is just World Cup, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
VAR can also overturn a wrongly awarded corner kick if the decision can be changed immediately without delaying the restart. There will be no yellow card for a denial of a goal scoring offence if the advantage is played and the goal is scored. A red card will be issued when there's a clear and deliberate action to pull an opponent's hair. Oh, for God's sake. A good job Romero's left to gone to Spain now, because he's been sent off every 5 minutes for this. Opponent's hair with excess force or brutality. A yellow card will be issued if the action is deemed to be without excessive force or brutality. Jess, what do you think to them new rules?
I like the World Cup rules, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Should you be pulling, let's be honest, should you be pulling players' hairs? To be honest, it's common sense, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But the time wasting, I'm all for it.
I have to disagree. I mean, Cucurella now, he had hair you want to pull. To be fair, I mean,
beautiful hair. To be fair to him, can't lie.
Yeah, but Romero saw him and thought, "I love your hair. I want some of it." Then every time Cucurella went out and played Tottenham, he was looking around. Where's Romero? But guys, that is it. That is the end of the podcast. The Premier League is back. Yes, there'll be no infighting on this podcast. We're all going to stay friends for the whole season, apart from Josh when he's going to get his revenge on me. He's still waiting. I can tell.
What do you mean?
He's plotting and scheming.
It's come a couple of times this stream, but you haven't noticed.
Well, there you go. I haven't even noticed. But guys, thank you all for watching. But Jess, where can people find you?
Find me over at JSY Talks Football.
There you go. And our link.
You sounded so sad then. I was looking at something else. I had to check. I was like, what's going on?
Well, when you take as much crap as I do, Nick, you just kind of get a bit figgy with it. You know what I mean? Like you just
I understand that.
But my channel's what it is, but more importantly, let's get Derm to 3K. I'm always on. There's always a watch along, a quiz. There's always something going on my channel, by the way. But more importantly, let's get Derm to 3K because he's the main man. So let's get him there. And you know where I am if you want something a bit different.
Her link is pinned to the top of the chat, guys. So do hit the like. Josh, we know you're on Jess's channel as well. You, me, go on there. Where is this yours? This is your TikTok. Tell people about it and what it's about and why people should follow you on TikTok.
Plus, I want to say as well, if you haven't got TikTok, if you're on Instagram as well, it's on. I've got an Instagram as well. It's Match Passport News. So it's just a news account about. This is not part. I don't work for the club. It's like for fans' perspective. It's just news updates, whether it's signings and stuff like that for Manchester Basketball. You can keep up to date there with all the signings, schedules out. There's still signings to be made in terms of women's team, and then the season's coming up in September, so there'll be a lot of content around that, whether it's post-match thoughts or anything that I can think of. So if you want to keep up with all things Manchester Basketball, I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm the place to be because no one else does it. So
exactly that, and he knows what he's talking about. He's a good lad.
He does. Yeah, he is a very good lad. Knows what he's talking about. He's football, he's definitely his basketball. So everyone do get over and follow Josh. Your home of basketball news. He is, and I'll tell you one thing. We may joke and laugh, but he's a great lad, and he's a lovely lad as well. Knows his stuff, knows his shit. So big up to Josh. Get over there.
Absolutely.
And Nick, what about you, buddy?
Hey, no, I'm all good. I don't need to self-promo. Just please like and subscribe wherever you are. Support Dermo. As Jess said, let's get him to 3K. And that's it. enjoyed the discussion, everybody. Thank you to everybody in the comments. And
it's been a lot
thank you for your questions and thank you for your comments because it all helps and it's great to read.
Yeah, and big up to everyone. I want to thank again Jess, Nick, Josh. Stays when she comes.
Can I say one more thing? James's channel as well. Sub to James's channel.
Yeah, did you put it in there? Is that it?
Yes, I put it a couple. Yeah. So
best food review channel on YouTube.
Need to get his subscribers up sooner because of the rule change as well.
Yeah, we need him at 1,000 by end of January. So smash a like and subscribe. It's free to do, people. We're not asking you for memberships or all like that. It's all free. Even if you don't watch it, hit that subscribe button.
It does. And with the rule changes on views and everything, it is vital you hit the subscribe button on all channels. Yes. Right, on me being a little bit selfish, we are 5 years old tomorrow, this channel. Yes, we are 5, and we are now, I wonder if I can do it. We're 101 away from 3K. So let's get up there. Let's get the 3K before the end of the transfer window. But yes, do join me. Have a bit of fun tomorrow. We are going to do a charity stream in the next couple of weeks. This channel, Jess's channel, I think you're going to get involved as well with your TikTok as well, Josh. I know, Nick, you're going to get involved somewhere along. It's all for Stand Up for Cancer. That's what we're doing it. We're just going to organise it. There'll be quiz. We're going to try to do an old-style match of the day. Now, Steve, this is how it's going to work. Okay. People listening on Spotify.
I need a great wig to beat Des Lynam.
No, I'm going to do the Des Lynam bit, right? So we're going to pick. I'm going to give you guys a game each to do, and you've got to do your best match of the day analysis to that game.
Okay.
But these games are coming from the 60s, so this is the fun bit.
For those of you who are watching in black and white,
yes, the ball is white.
yeah. No, what was it? John Watson said it was like somebody is playing in red or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. Because
we cannot, I can show games up to 1971 without getting done by YouTube because of some law. Anything after that, it gets a bit dodgy. So we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to pick a major game from each team, each person's teams, and then we're going to do match of the day sort of thing. We're going to have a bit of fun with that. We're going to do a quiz. We're going to do a lot, get a few people on. We're going to talk football, talk about the sport we love, and also have a bit of fun, but also try to raise money for cancer because I know it's touched a part of everyone's life one way or the other. So that is what we're doing for our 5th birthday.
When's that?
In the next couple of weeks, I need to sit down.
Why don't you do it in international break, Dermo? Next international break.
I might do, actually.
When there's no like your football going on, there's no club football, and then we can jump on and join the game because otherwise I'm going to be. You know what? I stream every Premier League game now, and so like. But the only time you catch me where I'm free is international, really.
Yeah. So international, we'll have a bit of fun. We'll have, of course, the podcast as well on that day as well. But that is the plan going forward. Guys, coming up on THFC Till We Die, we've got After the Presser tomorrow. The predicted lineup will be out Saturday morning. Watch-alongs after the whistle. Player ratings on Sunday. I will be hopefully getting over to Jess to do the F1. We need to sort that out as well, Jess, either this weekend or for the next week.
We do.
But we will be getting that sorted. And that will be going out on my other new sports channel as well, which me and Nick did start, and very few things going out. But we are going to get back to do stuff in the season.
There's
always time. And there will be a new F1 podcast starting up as well, which I cannot wait. But guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that follow button. And if you are that one person in Dallas that downloaded this podcast going round the roundabout, please let us know. Did you get off the roundabout okay and safely home? On that bombshell, we shall see you later. See you at 10:30 tonight. Jess is on at 7:45. Join her. Join me at 10:30 for all the late Spurs news. Come on, you Spurs. In the Premier League we trust.